Welcome back, folks. I'm making wholemeal mini bread rolls with sun-dried tomatoes. I use 300 grams of strong white flour, 200 grams of strong wholemeal flour. I add 10 grams of easy bake yeast, quick and easy, 1 teaspoonful of salt. I add that to the opposite side so it doesn't mingle with the yeast too quickly. 1 tablespoonful of olive oil and 1 teaspoonful of white sugar. This gets added to the mixer. I've got a KitchenAid with a dough hook. I mix this with 320 millilitres of tepid water. I add half of it to start with. I add the water a little bit at a time until all the dough starts forming in the mixer. After it being in the mixer for 10 minutes, remove it from the dough hook, place onto a floured surface and prepare it for proving. I normally prove for around about 2 to 3 hours in a warm place, in my case in the airing cupboard. As you can see, it's quite sticky. You can make it a bit dry if you want, but I like it like this. When the sun-dried tomatoes get added to it later, it tends to amalgamate better. As you can see, it's, like I say, a bit sticky. Chuck in some more flour over the top and knock it back a little bit. Basically, you're just trying to shake it to get it back into some kind of form to put it into a prepared, in my case, a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the bowl, and I'll chuck it in there now. I also use a dampened tea towel to cover it with, keeps the dough moist and stops anything getting into it. After the dough is proved, as you can see, it's doubled in size. I add it to a floured board again. I'm going to knock it back, stretch it, pull it about a bit of dusting with a bit more flour. As you can see, it's quite sticky, but it's fine. It can you can get it to a consistency that is able to take the next stage. I use 50-50 of semolina flour and plain strong flour. I use a dessert spoonful of each into a bowl and blend it a little bit, so it makes it easier to knead, and also it's quite good for when you put the sun-dried tomatoes in. I use these little silicone ramekins I got from Amazon a little while ago. They seem to work quite well in the Remoska. As you can see, I've got 8 to 10 slices of sun-dried tomato in oil. I place them on a bit of towel just to dry them out a bit, and I like to slice them up, not chop them finely. This I think gives it a better bite in the bread. We're at the mixing stage now. I add all the sun-dried tomatoes to the dough, mixing it in, push it around. It is a bit sticky, but adding a bit more flour helps mix it in. Trying to add this to the silicone inserts that I bought from Amazon a while ago. I roll them into a decent ball and place them into the ramekins. About 100 grams or so. I like to use all the dough up. I managed to get 9 today, so that's a decent amount for me to freeze later. I'll put these aside for an hour to second proof. They've risen quite well. I'm now adding them to the Remoska. I've got a trio so I can get 5 in. If you've got a larger Remoska, obviously you get lots more in. Put the lid on. They cook for approximately half an hour, 30 minutes. I'll check them after 20. These have been baking for 20 minutes now. Just going to check to see how they're going. Starting to brown. I normally give it a twizzle, the Remoska, just to sort of evenly bake them. They've been cooking for 30 minutes now and pretty well done. Just removing them out of the Remoska with the tongs. They're a bit warm. Turn them over, give them a tap sort of thing. They generally do come out with a bit of easing. You need steel fingers with this job, but like I say, it does work. I turn these over and bake them on the other side as well, put them back in the Remoska for another 5 minutes. They tend to be okay, but it just crisps them up on the bottom. That's it, folks. 9 delicious wholemeal rolls with sun-dried tomatoes. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it, subscribe to my channel, more to come.